FM. We apologize for starting late. We promise it to not happen again as long as it's in our power. Anyways, we are back like we never left. My name is Sharon Atagaita, and I'm here with Obi Thompson on the show today. And we're here to give you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it edu infotainment. Good morning, Thompson. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Malabites and Malabrases. Good morning to our very listeners all over the world. It's such a beautiful time to be here. Thank God it's Friday. Oh my goodness.
I'm so happy Jesus have been stressed.
Yeah, so
since
trust
this
me.
started, since the week started, I've been so Jesus. I've been tested, tried, stressed. Oh my God. Well, we
It is
still
for
conquered
everyone
at the end of
because
the day.
every day is just a day for everyone to get something doing, and thank God
Yeah.
is that Friday already, where every one of us will have to now relax and then get prepared and plan for the weekend and all of that. Go hang out with friends and then go prepare.
Sleep in your house.
Yeah,
I mean,
man, I just
I'm
have
looking
something
forward
to
to
say.
that, honestly.
No, I have something to say. This is my first time I am practically. I don't know if it is all right for me to say this, but I just went around to go and look for how much casket sells. Man, trust me, you need to visit this.
Caskets.
Yeah, you need to visit this place, and then you need to see different varieties of caskets, and you'll be like, should I? This one is fine. No? Okay. Trust me, I didn't sleep last night.
Now you go carry yourself. No place
Oh
to
my
go
goodness,
traumatize you now.
this one of these places I actually entered, and then they said, "Okay, go inside now. Go inside. Go check the other ones where this."
You just went to see caskets.
I was
So
like,
I've been
yeah, man, we actually have someone we are actually preparing for his burial, and then I was delegated to actually, you know, carry out that task. And then yesterday, trust me, I have to post my status, please. So I need people around. Man,
it
those
actually
guys are
helps
really
you.
trying. Those
It
guys are
helps
really
you.
trying.
It helps you reflect on the fact that you need to love people as much as possible.
Well, I've always been a
Be
good boy. I've always been a good boy, and I'll keep
be
being a
the
good
best.
boy. Yeah.
Be the best you can be as
Yeah.
an individual because
And then I know somebody's already asking, so what about those persons who are actually morticians and all of those guys, Okay, so what will
yeah,
happen on that day? That I'll definitely be there to
So I
assist in
had
dressing up. And
I
man,
had my dad actually had an altercation with a mortician
okay.
while he was on the way to Calabar. And this lady kept narrating all the things she has gone through and everything that she has seen and the fact that she enjoys her job. My father was traumatized. And in my head, I was like, I wish I was there. I wish she was one I'm talking to because she was one I was talking to me because I would have literally enjoyed the conversation. Everybody has what they can tolerate now. But yeah, I've been faced with all those things, because of the fact that because of what I study, we definitely have to witness the anatomy of a dead person. So you
Yeah.
definitely have to see it firsthand. It's not something for the weak also. And then also
Honestly.
it really reflects the fact that we
And then
actually need to
when you're
be
done, you come and walk on a lonely road, and then you hear something from the bush.
actually it doesn't faze me actually. It doesn't faze me. What you didn't do anything right now. It doesn't faze me. It's people that are afraid.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, it reflects the fact that we need to actually life is short. We need to enjoy it as much as possible and also be kind to the people that we ought to be kind to make an impact while we are still alive.
Exactly.
But anyways, we're not going to start on this sad
Nah,
notes.
We're not doing that.
No. Anyways, how are you doing? How is your day going? How did it start? Did it start with people like pissing you off? Or maybe you came to work very happy like the way I did because I was actually very calm. I came to work. And I think I wasn't disturbed today. And I love it so much. So I love the fact, we have to wake up in the morning. Our mornings have to be very quiet, as it's supposed to be. Mornings are supposed to be quiet.
Okay.
When you're commuting to school, commuting to work, you're supposed to be hearing jams, melodies over the radio. You understand?
I hope it's
Like
not
the way you
because I
are
say
now.
casket, I will be seeing this kind of sign.
Which-
Call you putting up your head. Ima. Stop
Thompson, now
it.
you. Now you.
Just stop
Anyways.
it.
Anyways, how are you doing
Okay.
today? How is your morning going? What's going on in your areas? What's going on in your hostels? Get to talk to us. Get to call us on 0809 How are you doing today? How did your evening go yesterday? What's going on in your areas? And how are you going to spend your weekend? Are you going to be sleeping? Are you going to attend a wedding? Are you going to a function whatsoever? Get to talk to us. Get to call us on 0809 So Thompson, how did your evening go? How did your morning go?
Yeah, my morning, well, it's still ongoing. Very amazing, very lovely, and very fantastic. At least while I was coming, I had a lot of compliments, and then I have to also share
Really?
lots of compliments. And then, amazingly, how I met these wonderful children on the road. People's going to school, and then all of them were like, "Uncle, good morning." But now that even reminds me. Now, who taught children that everyone in the street is your uncle and is your auntie?
Yeah, that
No,
thing
I
actually
don't
pisses
know
me off.
what is. I don't know whether it is because of the Gen Z generation or
No, no,
whatever.
no.
But
It's
I
it's
think
it's a
that
bit
is.
for it's a bit for respect that
But
everybody will see that other than you is uncle,
no,
auntie.
I think the breast is brother or sister or well,
Sir,
sir. It's okay,
ma,
ma.
it's
It's okay.
fine.
But I
You can
think
call me by my name. I don't like those sir, ma titles.
sometimes I yeah, except they don't know your name though. But
Mm,
sometimes I keep wondering whether it is because of the educational system now. Is it educational system or what? Because
it's
while we're in
African
nursery
mentality,
school
though.
or primary school, we're taught that your mother's brother is your uncle, your mother's sister is your auntie. But these days, everybody tends to
Your
address you
teacher,
as
oh,
uncle.
the
Your
teacher, oh, the
even
people
in
you see on the
school, like
road and
man,
everything.
uncle, man, no,
Somebody,
no, no.
a
I
child
think
I did not know just passed me. I was like, Auntie, good afternoon.
I am not your uncle. I am
I
not
was
your
like, good
auntie.
afternoon, dear, but I'm not your auntie,
Yeah.
though.
So I think we need to correct those things so that we know who is who. And then for schools, primary schools and nursery school, please, I think proprietors or proprietaries of these institutions should mandate it that look, teachers in those schools, should tell people their names. My
Uh,
name is Thompson. My name is Thompson. So
and they will
call me
address you as
Mr.
Mr.
Thompson.
Yeah,
Simple.
exactly,
So
not
I don't
uncle.
know all of these, uncle, please, uncle, this, no, 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 no,
But
auntie, no. But
speaking
those things are
on
wrong.
speaking on children
Yeah.
complimenting and everything, I think that's like a top tier compliment for me. Because I've had two times when children have complimented me, and
Okay.
it made me smile from ear to ear. There's a particular person, a particular boy, small boy like this. I was passing along, I think AKT's side. I was walking on the road on my, I was listening to music from one ear,
Okay.
and I was just walking, basically. So this boy turned to me and said, um, hi. Like he said, hi. I said, I just looked at him. Should I answer him? Should I
Okay.
not answer him? But I just answered. I answered like straight up. I said, hi. I said, you look so beautiful. Jesus, Thompson. I smiled from that Akim traffic light to a
Mm,
tag roundabout.
that's interesting. You should have made a video,
Yo,
a short video of it and
and he
all of
looked
that.
so happy. He was trying to help his mom. His mom sells food,
Mm.
cooked food at the
See
side.
opportunity to say, oh,
Yeah,
I beg, give me small now.
I don't understand. I don't
Yeah, such an
understand.
opportunity to say, hey, give me small now.
I beg. And
Mm-hmm.
then there were other ones too. The other ones like children just give me joy. I don't know. If you
Yeah,
don't like
that's
children,
just the
why
truth
why
about
don't
it,
you
though.
like
Yeah,
children? And literally bonding of joy, although they can be very testy sometimes,
yeah.
but their innocent heart is just so sweet to revel in. Like you just look at a child and wonder how this child you have issues with the child, like fights with the child, or maybe beats the child comes back afterwards and calls your name and starts telling you different things. The people I stay with, yeah, my cousins,
Yeah.
when I dress up all fine and nice and everything, I come outside from my room, they're like, Cheryl, your dress is fine. Cheryl, your
Mm-hmm.
dress is fine. The next thing I come back, they're like, Cheryl, welcome. Cheryl, how was your day? Children, oh my god, it gets to my head.
Yeah.
Different way. Compliments for children are just different because it's coming from a pure and innocent mind. I also remember one too. And the boss, I was going to stadium for a partner picnic that happened like weeks ago.
Okay.
And this small boy, very small boy, I think he should be around 2 years. Very small boy came in with his mother. Very small, handsome boy like this came in with his mother into the car. He turned to me. I was at the last row of the bus, and he was supposed to enter the middle. So he turned and waved and like he was smiling so hard. He turned away and smiled so hard. He's like, "Hello, how are you?" Then he blew me a kiss. I was like, "Stop!" And then he made my day. I wasn't pissed off, but I was happier when I saw it. And then when he came down from the bus, he told everybody bye bye. He even tapped the driver. I was like, "How are you?" He said, "Imagine how this small child just spread joy. Just came beside the bus and spread such amount of joy in the bus." And I was amazed. I was literally amazed. And shout out to all children that are sweet, very sweet, sweet
Yeah.
children. Actually, 'cause I love their
I think
compliments.
I just need to seize the opportunity to give a shout out to those in my compound. You know, those children are very wonderful. At afternoon, they'll still be greeting you, Uncle, good morning. You know, I
And
say,
that's
hey, when you're leaving the house it's morning, when you're coming back it's afternoon. Yeah, they will get used to it until amazing children, in the compound. And there again, and then for institutions, primary, secondary schools,
mm,
could please seize this opportunity to teach children that look, this is how it should be. This is the standard it should be. That's why we're confusing people for uncle, 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 and all of that. So, and then give children the opportunity to express themselves, give children the opportunity to speak, give children the
yeah.
opportunity to lead, give children the opportunity to do something creative with their own hands. Don't do everything for these children, so that they'll be able to grow, and be themselves. That's, I think that's one of the key things I would love to actually talk about. And then for you Malabite and Malabresses, don't forget that it's another opportunity. I see a lot of students who walk past you on the road, they don't even care to greet. They don't greet people, especially when they are stuck to their ear phones. Immediately they will just walk past and they don't care, and all of that. I think just like the institution states that we are the award, certificate based on character and learning. The character is what you come here to exhibit. You have
Mm.
to learn it. You have to earn it, before certifications are given to you. Sometimes they even walk into, offices and they don't care. They just go straight to the question. And then before they realize themselves, though, it's always too late for the person to say, hey, walk out of my office and all of that. You don't have manners. You don't have respect and all of that.
Oh, I've had
And
I've
then
had
sometimes you need to greet. You just put your tongue in your mouth and then chew the greetings and swallow it before you now feel like, oh, I greeted. No,
I've had situation.
Malabites and Marablesses, learn how to greet.
I witnessed something when I was trying to register one of my courses at college. This girl is about to enter properly, knock on the door like normally, like we did, because I had finished my own and I came outside. She just entered inside and asked, and I just asked out loud. There are up to four lecturers
Okay.
inside that particular office. So she just asked, "Please, who is the one that does anatomy registration? I think anatomy or biochemistry registration."
Okay.
And this is how she talked to one of them.
Yeah.
That was very silly. Very, very, very silly. Because I should talk to one of them that was very disrespectful.
Okay.
And even me that was looking, it's like, "Sir, you're supposed to talk to somebody that is older than you."
Okay.
Like, you know how Africans are now, we value respect over anything.
Of course.
It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be overly like, okay, greet and whatever, whatever. At least that reverence should be there because you're addressing somebody that's older than you. So the man just got pissed off. I said she should go. He's not registering her for anything.
Okay.
Go out, leave the office. But she didn't apologize. Thompson. She said
Yeah.
she raised her voice. Was like, "Why would you talk to me like that?" Like I was trying to do my registration. I asked you a question. She was just shouting. In my head, I'm like, so when you finish shouting, you're going to just swallow your saliva and you're going to walk away because that shouting is not doing anything for you at this point. I've had times when I have to just bear different lecturers issues, and when people just come to work with their bad character and
Yeah.
their problems from their house and they come and mess it out on you. I've had times when I have to keep quiet and act like the one that is less wise and do what I'm doing and move. But the fact that you're disrespecting somebody, it makes absolutely no sense. That person has marked your face. So if the person sees you, because she used to do the registration, no matter what, and he's the only one
You
doing the
definitely
registration.
come and meet.
You would definitely come back again. So why not just apologize and do what you're doing? And then you talk to him wrong. If she didn't talk to him badly, he wouldn't have reacted that way because the man is a very cool man.
Okay.
Basically, I did my thing. In fact, I forgot my pen. and he said, "Take use my pen so that you write out."
Okay.
A very nice person.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, I think we've talked about this. As a student, as you're walking, it doesn't matter how many millions of people you pass on the street. Learn how to greet. I have had my own share of it, and I won't regret about it. And secondly, for you as a staff, if you know your wife, your spouse, your landlord, your neighbor have, hurts you that morning as you're coming to work, as you come, please pray. Even while you're coming, pray, sing melodies in your heart, and but most importantly is, if you know you cannot endure it, please ensure you call your boss and let your boss know that you're not in the right frame of your mind to actually go to work. Man, that okay, you might come late or something. Just take your time, ease off before you come to the office, knowing very well that you're going to attend to people who either brighten your day or even cause more pains to you.
My
So
own
you should
is
do all you can to do it. Keep all of those things behind and then enter the office knowing
exactly.
very well that look,
I
you
was
are
supposed
going to
to.
face even more serious issues than
I
that.
was supposed to
And you're
purchase
going to
something
face people.
yesterday. I was supposed to
Yeah.
purchase something yesterday. And this lady was so nice.
Okay.
She was legit so nice. I said she was even calling me. She said, "Hey, my love, what can I do for you? This is that." And I said, "You're calling me my love because I'm buying this." She said, what would I will not call you my love, K. When I'm collecting your money." I said, that's the way to go. As long as I'm the one, if I'm dealing with customers, I've said it here before.
Yeah.
I just the customers that have tested my patience. But as long as this customer you're benefiting something from the person, I have I have not regretted handling a customer properly because of the fact that I'm gaining something from this person. This person is giving me money for my services.
Okay.
Why would I give you bad character with the money you're paying me? Because it will look like as if you're begging me to give you the services and you're not paying me money for it. So I feel like we should tone down on disrespect. There's some things you would do, you don't realize that they're actually very disrespectful to the
Yeah.
next person. So be self-conscious as much as possible. But we have to go back to the music. When we come back, we'll take you through the weather forecast segment of the Morning Bus Show. This is Sunshine by Ashake because we want your day to go smoothly and we want sun to shine on everything
Of course.
you do. Don't touch that dial. I'll be back before you know it. It is 8 o'clock on the DOT. And you're welcome back to the Morning Bus Show on Unicorn Radio International 103.5 FM. Yes, before we go to the weather forecast segment, I forgot to give a shout out to my very special friend. I call him Flexi actually. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I cherish you. I don't say much. We have this particular relationship that we have. We don't usually um express care. Yes. It's how our love language. Anyways, happy birthday to you. I wish you long life and prosperity. I wish you more money, more grace, money on the line, more grace, more love. Shout out to you. I love you so much. Thanks for coming into my life and making my life sweeter than it already is. Thank you very much. Happy birthday to you. I wish you a happy birthday, and I wish you, the wisdom to spend the money you're going to make. Abby. No, he has the wisdom. Don't worry. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about, but however, happy birthday to you. We celebrate you. Celebrate you too. Anyways, I'm going straight to the weather forecast segment of the Morning Buzz Show. So today is Friday, June 26th, 2026, and today is expected to be cloudy and wet, with periods of rain and possible thunderstorms occurring at different times of the day. Temperatures will range between 23 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius, and the chance of rainfall is high throughout the day. In the morning from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., temperatures may range from 23 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius, and the rain chances may be from 60 to 80%. Weather conditions remain mostly cloudy with scattered showers developing through the morning. A practical tip is that if you're heading out early, carry an umbrella or raincoat. Roads may be damp from overnight rain. In the afternoon from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., temperatures may range from 27 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius, and the rain chances may be from 80 to 90%. Weather conditions with the possible rainfall becomes very likely with possible thunderstorms and brief heavy downpours. Practical tip is that you should plan outdoor activities with caution as interruptions from rain are likely. In the evening from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., temperatures may range from 24 degrees Celsius to 26 degrees Celsius, and the rain chances may be from 70 to 80%. Continued cloudy skies with intermittent showers and isolated thunderstorms are possible. The practical tip is to expect wet roads and reduced visibility during periods of rain. General summary is that temperature may range from 23 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius throughout the day, and the overall rain chances will be high, around 80 to 90%. General conditions will remain cloudy, humid, with frequent rain and possible thunderstorms. The general advisory is to keep rain gear handy throughout the day and allow extra travel time, especially during the afternoon when rainfall is expected to be most frequent. You heard it here. Prepare as much as possible for work. Rain, come shine, come normal weather. Prepare as much as possible for it because you do not want to be you do not want to be caught off guard. You don't want to be drenched while walking. No, all the bus stops. So I keep saying, and then go around with your umbrella. Stay safe. Like I keep saying, if you know you won't be able to attend your work, you won't be able to come to classes because of the weather condition, knowing your health and status and all of that, please take excuse, okay? Yeah, reach out to your boss and say, hey, look, I won't be able because of my health, and let the people around you know, your health, so they won't have to, conclude that okay, you didn't want to come to work, you didn't want to come to class, and all of that. Just speak out, just so that people will have to, know what you do in your absence. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I won't be able to make it, but knowing very well that without you, probably a lot of things will be difficult to actually achieve or actualize. Okay, so stay safe out there. Drink water, very important. Wherever you are, ensure you drink water. Don't excuse yourself that it's rainy season now. I don't need to drink. No, no, no. Please do more of water. Okay. Stay hydrated. Prepare as much as possible for the weather. And for those people that are driving, please have the safety of the people outside in hand. Please drive carefully and drive safely to avoid accidents that we do not want to report here. Anyways, we're going back to the music. When we come back, we'll take you through the exchange rate segment of the Morning Rush Show. This is Remember by Ashake. Stay close to the radio set. You don't tell me what you get for people
Okay, like I used to say, thank God it's Friday. Thanks, Sharon. But however, let's quickly take you to what we have for you today. And first, I need to advise you, right? If you want to go and buy your shawarma, you want to go and buy your preferred, you want to go and buy it, or you want to do anything at all for the weekend, okay? Ensure you know how much it's going to cost you because I don't want you to go and exchange words and say, hey, do you know who I am? No, 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 no. Please, please. It's salary week. I am not aware of that. Do it about customer then. Next week is just 2 days. I refuse to say anything. Oh, it's just Friday. It's just 2 days.
are 8, and you're still on the Morning Bus show on Unicar Radio International 103.5 FM. My name remains Sharon Antagaita, and I'm here with Obi Thompson on the show today. And we're going straight to the next segment of the show, which is the National Holidays segment. The first national holiday is Forgiveness Day. Forgiveness Day. To all the people that are still harboring beef, as we like to call it, in their hearts, this is a day to let go of all the wrong someone has done to you. Let go of it, because there's really a lot of importance to forgiving people. Your heart feels lighter, you feel better. In fact, you feel like a very huge thing was lifted off your shoulders. I know it's not easy, because we hear things like, you don't know what this person did to me, you don't know what this person did to me. But trust me, if I can recall properly, someone a person of mine, a very, very close person of mine, said forgiveness affects the person, unforgiveness affects the person that is supposed to forgive, instead of the person that needs to be forgiven. It affects mostly the person that is supposed to forgive, than the person that is supposed to be forgiven. So as much as possible, know that forgiveness, if you don't forgive, you are jeopardizing your own mental health to start with. Those people that may just go about their business, they will not know that somebody has issues with them, and they'll just be doing their things. But you that knows that this person offended you, you'll be going around with that same level of beef. You'll be holding it in your heart, to your chest, and it's affecting you, because your heart is literally jeopardized in the process.
Okay, so I think for me, I'll bring it through this angle. Okay, yeah, I love Matthew chapter 6 very well, and I love that part where it is boldly written that, except ye forgive men their trespasses, for your Father which is in heaven will not forgive you, right? So it's a simple thing, once you forgive people, automatically you are also forgiving yourself. And I think we're even going too far. A lot of persons don't forgive themselves when they do some certain things. And then they go as far as hurting themselves, and taking even their lives. So I think first, whatever it is, I used to say, whatever I do, and then I turn around and say, look, I have let go of those things. That's exactly how I feel. I feel so much relief. So for you out there, yeah, not because people will not offend you, or not because we are perfect, okay, but at some point in time, you have to say to yourself, look, you need to just let go, guy. Yeah, I just watched a comedy yesterday, and someone said, it is poor people who say, I beg, nothing did this thing, I beg, just let go. No, I know, I understand that. Yeah, after all, we have a lot of meanings to everything, but there again, you just need to forgive. You just need to forgive and let go. It is that part that is always very, a lot of persons find it so difficult to say, yeah, it's easy to say, let's forgive, but letting go is always an issue. Yes, those things, you have to deal with it. You have to, try as much as you can to keep letting it go gradually until, trust me, you're going to get it. And then I think for your lecturers, if your lecturers have offended you, please forgive them. Okay, yeah, if anyone has offended you, please forgive them. And to you lecturers, if students offend you, please don't seize that opportunity to go and start setting exams as if you want to cause them to commit suicide or something. You go and set exams that things you didn't even introduce to them and all of that. Please don't do that. I know of a particular school in Calabar that, they'll just wake up and set exams, just like that for students.
A
And then,
particular school.
yeah, and then, they just,
Do we know this school?
well, it's a school that it's
A
all
very
over. It's all
prestigious
over.
school, actually.
Yeah. I'm not talking about University of Calabar. Please let me clear that out there. Okay.
It's
So
a
I
very
know.
prestigious school.
I know
Still,
that particular. Yeah, it's a prestigious school, but it won't have lectures in the night and then set exams in the morning for those students to come and write exams. And knowing very well that these are professional courses that, look, they need to read, they need to know it, and they ask questions. So you can't, have class, an online class last night and set exams that very day in the morning. So it doesn't really make any sense at all. So I think management of this institution should also touch light in those issues and address them amicably. Now, these are reasons why a lot of persons don't forgive, because if they fail now, trust me, they won't have the opportunity again. And funny how this particular school, the moment you fail, man, it's like you're just on your way to, in fact, it's like you're no longer existing in mortality. But please, I think these are reasons why a lot of persons don't forgive. And finally, to the management of the University of Calabar, please, yeah, I understand you don't have grudges with the students, but please, forgive. Those persons who have not paid their fees, please forgive them. Let them write their exams. But during clearance and all of those things, hey, you cannot have to. But before now, this is how institutions were. You have to, yeah, even if you're going, no problem, just go ahead. But once you're done, you must have to pay and do all of this clearance before you're able to get your certifications and all
Well,
of that.
I always say that I don't have the strength in my somebody when somebody comes to me and is like, I'm sorry for what I did, this is that. I hope you're not harboring any form of beef. I just the next thing I say is I don't have any space in my heart for beef, please. So as much as possible, learn to forgive one another, learn to let go. Because at the end of the day, you're doing yourself more good than the person you're ever forgiving. So learn to let go and forgive as much as possible. The next national holiday is World Refrigeration Day. It is honoring the vital technology that underpins modern life. This day celebrates refrigeration, air conditioning, and heat pump sector for its contribution to health, comfort, and food security. Refrigeration in terms of like our refrigerators, freezers, and everything. Air conditioning, our ACs we're enjoying at the moment, and it's also to explore innovations that keep our world cool and preserved, and learn how to support sustainable cooling practices. We appreciate the innovation of things that have helped to keep us cool, because with the weather that we have here, with the tropical weather that we have here, we need to be cooled down as much as possible. So we appreciate the innovations of ACs, refrigerators for storing our foods, and heat pumps as much as possible. Now the next national holiday is National Beautician Day. National Beautician Day. It's a day to celebrate skilled professionals. Now, beauticians are individuals that they study to enhance beauty in terms of hair care, skin care, and nail care too. Those are
Okay.
beauticians. From hairstyling to makeup to nail care, they dedicate their expertise to making us look and feel our best. So those nail technicians that are there, the hairstylists, the what did I mentioned second.
Babas, all of now they
Exactly.
inside. All those people where they make
The ones that
nails, they
make
make
people, the ones
eyes,
that
they fix
dedicate
eyes,
a lot
everything.
to beautify the human a human being, either male or
Tailor,
female.
all of now follow for inside. We today we celebrate
We
all of you.
appreciate you, we
Yeah.
celebrate you, I celebrate the people that have actually made me look this fine. I said, if you see me on Saturday,
Mm,
if you see me on Saturday, Thompson,
interesting.
I'll show you a picture.
Okay.
It's on my social media, actually, to my social media handle. Anyways, we appreciate you, because without you, some people would not look as beautiful as they do today. The next national holiday is International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. We want to
Exactly.
say no to drug abuse, say
Yes.
no to illicit trafficking of drugs in Nigeria, in Cross River State,
Yeah.
in Calabar.
And to you, Malabites and Malabrases, today is that day where you have the opportunity to volunteer for organizations. Okay, you have the opportunity to meet with organizations. There's going to be a lot of rallies, going on in the state. There is going to be a lot of workshops. Do all you can to attend, mingle. Share contacts. Don't waste your weekend. Don't. This could be a very stepping stone to you, especially those ones who are saying, look, this is a best opportunity for you out there to ensure that you know what relate and do the right.
Hmm.
So please, Malabites and Malabrases today was saying, don't involve yourself in drugs abuse. Don't do any of these things. Don't go and say, oh, I am feeling malaria, when you have not got tested, and you just immediately go and start buying. Oh, because my friend took this one and automatically it will work for me. Please don't do it.
We'll
I
talk
am I have
more.
headache and all of this. Okay, so
We'll
we
talk
do
more
more of
about
that
it
on the
on
health
the
and
health
wellness
and wellness
segment. Yeah.
segment. Next national holiday is National Food Truck Day. National Food Truck Day, championing the innovative spirit of mobile eateries. It's a special day to support the hardworking men and women whose culinary businesses bring diverse flavors to communities. Seek out your favorite food truck and try a new one and share various delicious discoveries. There's a food truck at opposite Pav 3.
Okay.
Yeah, opposite path. So I've been willing to try that place. I've been to try that place. Like their food there. I heard it's nice.
Hmm.
You can try. Yeah, yeah. Somebody bought for me one time. That was shawarma. Person
Opposite
got it
path
for me.
3. Okay.
Close to
Yeah.
path three.
Okay.
It's a
Okay. Yeah.
green.
Green.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a green food
Yeah, we're
truck.
doing Ave for you guys, but you have to come and pay for the service. Yeah.
Anyways, another one. There's another ice cream truck somewhere around that has like so this is the day to appreciate the men and women that are dedicated to making sure that your food comes to you first hand. You don't
Yeah.
have to go and pick the food. It comes to you first hand.
Okay.
Delivery trucks, people that deliver food, the people that hawk food around, still we celebrate you too, because imagine me walking to get the food and I'm hungry. I'm already hungry, oh, and I'm not walking to get the same food again. Oh my god. How strenuous is that? Anyways, the next national holiday is National Take Your Dog to Work Day. National Take Your Dog to Work Day.
Doggo. They didn't say all those small, small things that you cannot even remember
There are
to.
different breeds of
Okay,
dogs,
please.
Thompson. There are different breeds of dogs. But then in Nigeria we don't really fancy most of us don't really fancy pets to
Hmm.
start with. But in case you have one, take your dog to work. Take your dog to work day. Yeah, I've seen people carry their dogs
It
to
depends on the
schools.
office where you're taking it
I
to.
mean, exactly. Depends
Hmm.
on the office you're taking it to. But if it's safe enough, you're allowed to take your dog to work today.
So I'm just imagining how some lecturers or lecturers in the school come with dogs in the school and then maybe take it to
Students do it
class.
already now.
Yeah, come on.
Students do it actually. I've seen there's a particular beautiful white dog I saw at main campus. Students did already. So I mean lecturers are free. See, life
Okay,
life is not it's not that serious. You
okay.
understand? It's not that serious, it's not that deep. Anyways, I'm going back to the music. When we come back to take you to the health awareness segment of the Morning Buzz show. This is Venus by Faceless and Serotonin. Just touch that, I'll be back before you know it. Break. It is still the Morning Bus Show on Unica Radio International 103.5 FM. Time check is 23 minutes past the hour, 28 minutes, pardon me, past the hour of 8. And my name remains Sharon Antagaita, and I'm here with Obi Thompson on the show today. The next segment of our show is the national holidays. Excuse me, the health and wellness segment of the show. And on today's health and wellness, we're going to be elaborating more on the health risk of drug abuse and ways to curb it. Drug abuse is a harmful or excessive use of substances such as alcohol, tobacco, prescription medications, or illicit drugs for non medical purposes. It is a major public health concern that affects individuals, families, and society, leading to severe physical, mental, and social consequences. So, yes, drug abuse is not only when you take illicit drugs, it's also when you take drugs that are not prescribed for you, or when you take drugs that don't have a prescription at all, or when you over use certain amounts of drugs. So, anyways, we're going straight to the health risk of drug abuse. And one of the health risks is that it causes a lot of brain and mental health disorders. Drug abuse alters brain chemistry, affecting judgment, memory, and behavior. Long term use can lead to addiction, depression, anxiety disorders, hallucinations, psychosis, and an increased risk of suicide. It can also lead to cardiovascular problems. Many drugs place excessive stress on the heart and blood vessels, causing high blood pressure, irregular heartbeats, heart attacks, strokes, and sudden cardiac death. It can also lead to respiratory diseases. Smoking or inhaling drugs can damage the lungs and airways, leading to chronic bronchitis, that's inflammation of the bronchi, and respiratory infections, reduced lung infection, and increased risk of lung cancer. It can also lead to liver and kidney damage. The liver and kidneys are responsible for detoxifying harmful substances. Drug abuse can cause liver inflammation, cirrhosis, liver failure, kidney damage, and kidney failure. It can also lead to increased risk of infectious diseases. Sharing needles and engaging in risky behaviors associated with drug use increase the risk of HIV, hepatitis B and C, tuberculosis, and other blood-borne infections. There are people that inject themselves. I don't know how they do it, but there are people that inject themselves. The ones that have gone to the point where it has become an addiction, they inject themselves. Here to tell you that that could pose a lot of health risk because most of the times they use needles that are not sterilized. So, as much as possible, we need to curb drug abuse in our region. Also, it leads to weakened immune system. Substance abuse impairs the body's natural defense response, making individuals more vulnerable to infections and diseases. It could also lead to a lot of reproductive and developmental problems. Drug abuse can reduce fertility, cause sexual dysfunction, and increase the risk of pregnancy complications and birth defects when used during pregnancies. So please, if you're a pregnant mother, for the sake of your child, for the sake of the development and reproductive health of your child, please desist from using drugs, desist from abusing drugs.
Yeah,
It could also
that's why
lead
the
to
moment you're pregnant, you should actually go registered in a facility so that they'll
yes,
be
into an
advising
antenatal care.
you, and you don't need to take anything. I'm feeling headache. The next thing you go and abuse drugs. No, you have to consult first to say, hey, this is how I am feeling. Speak it, say something. Don't hide anything. If you're feeling anyhow, contact your healthcare provider so that you don't go and take something that your pikin will now lose one eye or lose one nose or
Tell
lose
you, if you
all
know
the
what we
teeth.
deal with, this particular child,
Okay.
the child was born without a very developed brain. You know how there's this particular stuff on the at the top of the baby's head that is
Yeah.
very soft that helps the skull grows. It helps the baby to grow properly. It helps the baby to come out of the mother's genitals very very freely. So it's very very important, but this particular baby had an underdeveloped brain, and it's how his head was shaped that was totally different. And then we realized that the lady wasn't even going for antenatal care, and the lady was abusing drugs. You don't want to see the picture, trust me. You don't want to see the picture of it. It was very disturbing. It's very disturbing to people that don't know, people that don't understand the practice. Very very disturbing to people that get very squeamish. But please, if you're pregnant, for the sake of your unborn child, register in an antenatal care and stop the use of use of drugs, the overuse of drugs and prescriptions that are not prescribed for you. Also, it could also lead to a lot of accidents and injuries. Impaired judgment and coordination increases the likelihood of road traffic accidents, workplace injuries, violence, and falls. because drugs are as intoxicating as alcohol
Yeah.
when taken in excess, and it could cause a lot of, you see, and sometimes when they will tell you, even the prescriptions that doctors prescribe, they will tell you, once you take this, relax, don't move too much, stay one place, because you get dizzy at some point. So imagine overusing these drugs that were not even prescribed for you. So please, we need to curb drug abuse. It could also lead to malnutrition and physical deterioration. Many drugs suppress appetite and interfere with nutrient absorption, leading to weight loss, malnutrition, muscle weakness, and poor dental health. It could also lead to overdose and death. Excessive drug use can overwhelm the body's vital functions, resulting in respiratory failure, coma, organ failure, and death. Ways to curb drug abuse include increasing public education and awareness, like we're doing here now. We're making you aware of the fact that it has a lot of health risk. Even the normal pain medications you consume. I have a headache, straight pain medication. I have my body's paining me, pain medication. My leg is paining me, pain medication. Um without actually seeking proper advice from a medical professional. Trust me, it deals with the pain, yes, but it doesn't deal well with causing the pain. And it's just like it will stop the pain at that point in time. But after some time, the pain comes back again in full force.
Yeah.
You've not treated what is causing the pain, you've just treated the pain itself. So, as much as possible, even down to the pain medication, like I just said, avoid abusing it. Even vitamin C that we take too. Vitamin C is supposed to help our immune system, supposed to help us, supposed to help our immune system more. It's supposed to boost the immune system, and you help us to avoid scurvy and different infections that could be caused by immune system dysfunction. But when taken in excess, your body could get used to it, and the time when it needs it the most, it has no effect. So please, they're increasing public education and awareness, and we need to also do more in schools. Um, Educate people on the health risk of drug abuse in primary schools, secondary schools, in universities too. Drug abuse has a lot of risk and should not be encouraged.
Just like you talked about primary school and secondary schools, there are trending videos of this current, I think that video is from one of the schools in Calabar, precisely,
Mm.
where those children, after writing their
Yeah,
WAEC,
like,
they were now in a particular classroom taking a lot of substances and making videos of themselves and posting on social media. So I think it's quite sad that parents and I wouldn't blame it on heads of institutions of like that, because they won't be there. They are not there, and all of that. But the moment this happens, I think they have not learned from what has happened in many other schools in Nigeria, where WAEC have actually withdrawn their statements or results, and they have gone as far as look, oh, this particular exams on this particular, you have to, because we can't give certification for that. It's just like even in Unica, if you're caught doing any of these things, you'll be denied certification, because we're talking about character and learning. So if you do not give the best, then why are we certifying you that you are the best and all of that? So it's wrong for children at that tender age, to be involving themselves in all of these things. Even at some point in time, it is wrong in our society. That's why today is that day. There's going to be a walk around. There's going to be a lot of activities, marking and educating young people about this particular issue.
anyways, the next one is to strengthen family support systems. Families should foster open communication, provide emotional support, monitor children's activities, and serve as positive role models to their children. Please, for the sake of your children, desist from abusing drugs. Also encourage healthy lifestyles. Participation in sports, recreational activities, and skill development programs can help individuals avoid drug use, and develop healthy coping mechanisms. Instead of leaning to drugs
Yeah.
to cure your depression and anxiety, you lean more to sports, which can actually help you physically too. So you should encourage more of healthy lifestyles, improve access to mental health services for both men and women. Early diagnosis and treatment of mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, and trauma, can reduce the likelihood of self-medication through drugs. Implement school-based prevention programs. Like I said before, educate children as small as they are. Educate them that abusing drugs, taking this set of drugs when they are not sick, or when the drugs are not prescribed by um trained individuals, trained medical professionals is something that could pose a lot of health risk. Also, enforce drug control policies, expand rehabilitation and treatment services, promote community engagement, address peer pressure. Teaching assertiveness, self-confidence, and decision-making skills can help individuals resist negative influences from peers. Like, it's very possible that in that same video, there were people that did not want to do it, but then because of the fact that they saw their peers doing it,
Yeah, they want to
and they
have a
don't know the
sip of
why
it.
exactly they want to do it also without reasoning the consequences of their actions. Also create economic and employment opportunities, reducing poverty, unemployment through education, vocational training, and job creation can address some of the social factors that contribute to drug abuse. Drug abuse poses significant risks to physical and mental health,
Okay.
including addiction, organ damage, infectious diseases, and premature death. However, through education, family involvement, mental health support, effective law enforcement, and rehabilitation services, drug abuse can be prevented and its harmful effects significantly reduced. You heard it here. We do not encourage the use of drugs, illicit drugs. We don't encourage the use of the improper use of drugs. As much as possible, if you are taking in drugs, it should be prescribed by a medical professional and should be
Exactly.
because you are not, because you have one health condition or the other. Please, this is from using drugs. This is from drug abuse. Thank you very much. That's it for the health and wellness segment of the Morning Buzz Show. When we come back, we'll take you through the people and culture segment. But for now, we're going back to the music. This is Namoni by Davido, The Cavemen, and Angelique Kidjo. Do not touch that. I'll be back before you know it. Money by Davido, The Cavemen, and Angelic Kit Joe. Anyways, time check is 42 minutes past the hour of 8. And you're welcome back to the Morning Bus Show on Unical Radio International 103.5 FM. And when we reach straight to the people and culture segment of the show. But today's people and culture segment, we're going to be talking of somebody that many people do not know about
Okay.
at all. Many people that he's not as popular in Nigeria and the entire Nigeria, but it's popular in his region. But I saw his story as very, very, very interesting, and that's why I brought it to you today. Talking about Sanusi Adebisi Giwa, also known as Adebisi Idikon, Ibadan's legendary entrepreneur and philanthropist. Now, Sanusi Adebisi Giwa, popularly known as Adebisi Idikon, was one of the most prominent indigenous businessmen in colonial Nigeria. Born in 1882, he rose from modest beginnings to become one of the wealthiest and most influential figures in Western Nigeria, building a vast business empire through textile trading, cocoa farming, real estate, and commerce. His remarkable success, coupled with his philanthropy and public service, secured his place in Ibadan's history and Yoruba cultural memory. Adebisi was born during a transformative period in Yoruba history following the Yoruba civil wars and amidst the expansion of British colonial administration. His father, Adeshina Giwa, was a skilled Ashoke weaver who migrated from Efo-Alaye in present-day Ekiti State to Ibadan. Growing up in a family engaged in textile production exposed Adebisi to trade and entrepreneurship from an early age. As a young trader, he traveled extensively across Yoruba land and beyond, selling hand-woven clothes in towns such as Oshobo, Iwo, Ile-Ife, Oyo, Ondo, and Benin. These journeys helped him develop a keen understanding of commerce, market dynamics, and investment. Through discipline and strategic reinvestment of profits, he accumulated considerable wealth while still a young man. Adebisi's fortune expanded significantly with the rise of the cocoa industry in Western Nigeria. You know, we had a very big on cocoa farming when during that time we're very big on cocoa farming, and he tapped into it because of the fact that it was a rising industry. Recognizing the crop's economic potential, he acquired extensive farmland in Akpata, Ashikpa, Akufo, and other settlements around Ibadan. His plantations grew into some of the largest in the region, making him one of the leading indigenous cocoa producers during a period when cocoa had become Nigeria's most valuable export commodity. His success reflected the emergence of new class of African entrepreneurs who were transforming the economy and demonstrating that indigenous businessmen could compete effectively within colonial commercial structures. Adebisi established commercial relationships with European trading companies, particularly Miller Brothers, a major buyer of agricultural produce and supplier of imported goods. Through these partnerships, he expanded his commercial network and gained access to international markets. His achievements challenged the prevailing notion that large scale commerce was the exclusive preserve of European firms. Now, by the 1920s and 1930s, Adebisi Idikon was widely regarded as the wealthiest indigenous president of Ibadan. And he was known for one thing that actually interests me the most, the famous Adebisi mansion. One of the most enduring symbols of his success is the historic Adebisi Giwa House in Idikon, built in the late 1920s and designed by the Scottish engineer Robert Taffy Jones. The mansion was considered revolutionary for its time. Now, this particular Scottish engineer also designed Maple Hall, and I will tell you more about that in subsequent people and culture segments. The residence is known as the 99-room mansion, and it's still standing till today, still standing in all its glory till today. They have acted some movies in this same mansions. The residence features multiple rooms and expansive courtyards, imported building materials, elaborate decorative finishes, large reception and meeting areas. The mansion attracted visitors from across Yoruba land and remains one of the most significant architectural reminders of indigenous wealth and achievements during the colonial era. Adebisi was known for philanthropy. His reputation rested not only in his wealth but also in his generosity. He was widely known for paying tax on the behalf of poor residents, settling debt for struggling families, supporting widows and orphans, financing community development projects, sponsoring education and apprenticeships, assisting traders facing financial hardships. He even forgave the debts that people were owing him. He forgave the debts of that people were owing him. And he believed that wealth should serve society, and his commitment to social welfare earned him widespread admiration among both ordinary citizens and traditional leaders. Today, his legacy lives on. Adebisi Idikon remains one of the most celebrated figures in Yoruba economic history. His life exemplified visionary entrepreneurship, strategic investment, community leadership, and philanthropy. His story continues to inspire scholars, business leaders, and students of Nigerian history as an example of how enterprise can be combined with social responsibility. He died in 1938 at the age of 56, and his passing was widely mourned across Ibadan and beyond. Nearly a century later, his legacy endures through the historic Adebisi House, Ibadan oral traditions, studies of indigenous entrepreneurship, and Yoruba cultural memory. His life stands as a powerful testament of the impact of hard work, innovation, generosity, and leadership, proving that true wealth is measured not only in possessions but also by the positive influence one leaves in society. I implore you to do more research on this particular prominent man in Ibadan because he has a very wonderful story. I implore you to also check the 99 mansion in Ibadan. It's something that is very, very fascinating and mysterious to even start with too. It's still there. And then he was also known to be buried behind the same house behind the same mansion with his ancestors. They were all buried behind the mansion. The mansion it looks very magnificent. Do more research on it. You will understand what I am saying. I like the fact that he was known for philanthropy too. Imagine forgiving the debts of people that were owing you. Imagine paying taxes for poor people. Imagine investing money in projects. We can barely find that in today's society, and we
Yeah,
need to encourage more philanthropy because at the end of the day, our impact to society lives on even after death.
of
I also
course.
saw records of how he dated everything he was doing, written records of his sales, his records and everything. Show you he was very, very arranged and organized man. Do more research, you will understand what I am saying. And that's it for the people and culture segment of the morning. But sure, there was a part that said wealth should serve society, and his commitment to social welfare earned him widespread admiration.
Yeah.
He believed that wealth should serve
Serve the
society.
society. Yeah, just like what some one of the presidential candidates is actually doing, because we just hope that these are things should accurately be done.
Hmm.
Like sometimes I used to walk in the streets and then I see how a lot of people how they live, just like what the former governor did, where he came on national TV and cried that he never knew that people in this 21st century could be staying in those kind of places and all of that. And then all of the wealth you've done, we've expected that, oh, okay, more houses will be built and all of that. Now, if just one councillor can do just one, either self-con or a single room in the state for each year, one each year. Now, before you know it, you could see that a local government chairman can do two, three, and all of that. It's really going to, go a long way.
Yes, his story should inspire people to be more concerned also about societal impact because at the end of the day, we live and we're in the same society and we want to see positive change in society. Well, we have to go back to the music. Before we come back, the news flash will come up by 9 a.m. So you do not want to touch that dial. This is Arike by Kumi. Do not touch that dial. Will be back before you know it. Welcome back to the Morning Boy Show on Unica Radio International 103.5 FM. We're going straight to the top story segment of the Morning Boy Show. Time check is 15 minutes past the hour of 9. And the first top story is from the Cross River State Government. Cross River Assembly confirms Ayuk Obi as Commissioner for Tourism the Cross River State House of Assembly has confirmed the nomination of Mr. Yuk Obi Afo as Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture and a member of the State Executive Council. The confirmation followed the adoption of the report of the House Committee on Judiciary, Public Service Matters, Public Petitions, and Conflict Resolutions, which screened the nominee and found him qualified for the position. Presenting the committee's report during plenary session, June 24, 2026, the chairman of the committee, Right Honorable Davis Eta, Abbey State Constituency, said Mr. Afo possesses the requisite qualifications, experience, and competence to serve effectively as a member of the State Executive Council. Lawmakers who contributed to the debate described the nominee as experienced, competent, and well equipped to drive the state's tourism, arts, and cultural agenda. They expressing confidence in his ability to contribute meaningfully to the development of Cross River State. Following deliberations, a Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Elvet Ayambem, put the committee's recommendation to a voice vote, which received overwhelming support from members. The Speaker commended Governor Basio too for appointing a replacement from the constituency of the late Honorable Abubakar Ewa, who served as Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture until his death on January 8, 2025. Thereafter, the House formally confirmed Mr. Afo's appointment following a motion moved by Honorable Martins Achadu Yala II and seconded by Honorable Mercy Mbang Yakor II. The Speaker directed the Clerk of the House to communicate the resolution to Governor Bassi Otu for the necessary action. Speaking after his confirmation, Mr. Afo expressed gratitude to Governor Otu for the confidence reposed in him and thanked members of the House for approving his nomination. He pledged to serve with diligence, transparency, and accountability while contributing to the effective implementation of the administration's policies and programs in the tourism, arts, and culture sector. Governor Otu's nomination of Mr. Yuk Obi was made pursuant to Section 192, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, to fill the vacancy created by the death of the late Honorable Abubakar Ewa, who passed on the 8th of January 2025. What do you make out of this?
Okay, so yeah, it's the prerequisite requirements for the governor to fill any vacant positions, and all of that. So I would just only say congratulations to him, but we just hope in coming days we're not going to have see another memo saying that, oh, this person was sorry, it was a mistake, but since it has gotten to the State House of Assembly for confirmation, well, we wish him the very best. We hope to see the changes, the basic needs, being met. But I think so far so good. We've seen a lot of appointees, who in somehow may not. I think a lot of them are already having a mix, kind of attention or focus, especially when it has to do with the appointments. It's just like yesterday, I saw anti-cultism, team along the one of the streets, asking for particulars of vehicles, and all of that. So I don't really know sometimes the role that each of these teams play, because we also have people who have been saddled with this solemn responsibility. But somebody could say, they are police now. Yeah, it is their duty to also search and all of that. Yes, but they are being specified. They are being given a task and a role to play. That it is on these issues or specifically cultism, anti-cultism, and cultism-related issues, and all of those kind of crimes. When there are robbery, when there are issues like this, then they are being invited to those players, or probably station them in a place where they'll be able to respond quickly to issues like this.
Mm.
But here we have them stop, search your vehicle, ask for particulars, driver license, and all of those things. Come on, and then I keep asking, what's the other team of police officers doing on the road? And then what's the role of road safety? What's the role of all of this VIO and, trauma and all of those? A lot of them are just that also goes to most of the appointments being made from the national down to the community levels. A lot of persons, it's just like a particular vice chancellor in one of the universities gave appointments to over 20 assistants, and then
Mm.
people are asking, for what are you doing with all of these appointees and all of that? So, and then they are questioning that particular vice chancellor. So I think it has to do with responsibilities and roles to play. So if this is something that the governor have felt like, yeah, of course, he is going to fit into this particular role, and then he's going to do his best. Well, we'll give it to him. We'll say congratulations, and then let's watch back to see what differences he's going to make, and then what he's going to bring to the table. Especially for the betterment of Cross River State entirely.
Well, tourism, arts, and culture is one thing that is really prevalent in Calabar, and we
Yeah.
actually hope that he makes impact in the space that he's currently going to occupy. Congratulations once again, and we look forward to seeing more of your works and efforts in that space.
Yeah.
So the next top story is from the national scene. Breaking: 40 repentant Boko Haram terrorists shortlisted for 2026 Nigerian Army recruitment undergo medicals in Borno State. At least 40 repentant Boko Haram members have reportedly been shortlisted for the Nigerian Army's 91st regular recruit intake and recently underwent medical screening at the 7th Division Military Hospital in Maiduguri, according to the security sources cited by newsmen. The individuals are said to be among thousands of former insurgents reintegrated into the society through Borno State's de-radicalization program. Development has sparked concern among some military personnel who question how the ex-fighters met recruitment requirements and expressed fears about the implications of admitting former insurgents into the army. The report comes amid ongoing debates over the government's rehabilitation and reintegration efforts, with critics warning of possible security risks, while supporters argue the program is aimed at encouraging defections and promoting long-term peace in the northeastern region. This has a lot of perspective to this.
Man.
Should this be done very fast? Like, shouldn't they have a waiting period, have a time where they, get to observe these said individuals to make sure that they will not cause any harm? They get to live in a controlled space to make sure that they don't cause any harm to the society before they are recruited into somewhere of such sensitivity
I, I
that's
was
fighting the insecurity that we have.
I was thinking that how do they call it? Our core members after service, they could actually rehabilitate them, or is it rehabilitate or actually absorb them? Let me use that word, absorb them into the system. Haven't undergone a little of it, but
Mm.
here was seeing a different scenario entirely. I saw a video trending that some section or a bit some persons alleging that if they actually rehabilitate these guys into the forces, that they are not going to do this. And I say, please, say you people are just saying it for saying sake. Please, I think the best thing is this is what the government wants, and that's the only way they feel they can give these guys, a better life. We've heard how a lot of the clerics come out to say, look, it's because the government are using force on these people. That's why, and not because what they are doing, they are even enjoying it, or they are even seeing any money and all of that. So you can imagine all of these comments. And the DSS, as security operators, cannot question them, and then, well, it's what the government of the day wants. Don't forget, it's still the same thing the past administration did. And this government have assured Nigerians that he is going to follow the same suit.
Mm.
So let's give it to the current administration, the political party in power, and then We don't have any. I personally do not have anything to say in that regards. It's what the government wants. That if they rehabilitate them into our military, into our security teams, they are going to do the best. But then I keep asking question: for how long will we continue to do this? Because doing so, they are infiltrating the system, and then they
Yes,
are,
they could
in
easily
fact, causing
turn
a lot.
and cause
That's
chaos.
that's the reason
Yeah.
why before they say, "Hey, we are going to carry an operation," they are already aware because they have got access to information and they are
How
being
are they sure they're
detailed.
not planting informants in the military
So that
service?
is that is what it ought to. That is what is it really looking like, because before the military will actually take actions, already the informations are already gone, viral, and then they evacuate the place and they just come there and then, as usual, do an empty video, tell Nigerians, oh, we've done this, we've done that, and all of that. So for me particularly, I think I'll go with relax. Tinubu is fixing Nigeria kind of mantra. So I am not worried. It is what the government of the day wants and what they have promised Nigerians that they want to do. So I think that's best for them. During campaigns, I keep asking, for most of you still supporting the governments of the day, from the presidency down to the local government councillors, I ask you a question: have you gone back to watch the videos during campaigns? Are you still saying that they have actually fulfilled their campaign promises, or are you still saying that it is not enough for us to judge them by their campaign promises? Because when you are not in government, you think different, and when you're in government, you think different. But I keep saying that can never be it. If you know you're not certain, you're not ready to be in leadership position, there is no need going to seek for it. There are a lot of things that are involved being a leader that you should have to know. So if you know you're not ready for it, if you're not ready to take criticisms and all of that, stay back. There's no need for you to go. There are lots of competent people out there, for crying out loud, who want to get into the office. I saw a video where the wife of the president said, people can actually do akara, can fry akara, can sell granuts, can do all of this, chin chin, and all of those kuli kuli and all of those things. And I was like, wow, that's very interesting. And she was mentioning so much money. And I keep asking, where are you getting all of these billions of monies from to spend, and all of that? But I know a lot of presidents say, that's the wife of the president and all of that. Yeah, it is not enough reasons why this should happen. You're spending all of this amount of bogus amount of money. But there again, I think this is what the administration wants to achieve. And through this, they feel they can achieve peace and perfect tranquility. But I'll give it to them. Let them do whatever thing they want to do. If it is okay, let them go to the forest, arrest those guys, and reintegrate them into our military, architects. Trust me, we're good to go. We are very patient, and that is the only way the president feel like he want to fix the country.
Well, my own take on this is that at least even if you're incorporating them into society, into military, whatever, there's a waiting period. Do more investigation. Not just do medical checks. More investigation. So at the end of the day, if these said reintegrated individuals tend to be against the military, tend to be informants in the military system, they could easily um infiltrate and be potential threats to the and be potential threats to people that to the military men, to the military officers mean, and it's something that we do not want. But anyways, that's it for the top story segment of the morning bus show. Let's go back to the break. When we come back, we'll take you through the conversation of the day. And the conversation is something that you do not want to miss out on. On this particular segment, we are going to open the phone lines so you can call in and let us know your takes on this particular story. This is Sinner by Adekile Gold and Lucky Day. Do not touch that. That will be back before you know it. It is 31 minutes past the hour of 9. And my name remains Sharon Atagaita, and I'm here with Obi Thompson on the show today. I'm moving straight to the conversation of the day. So the conversation of the day is a very, very interesting one, still on the issues of sexual assault and rape. British Airways pilot who drove 200 miles to rape a 12-year-old girl he groomed on social media bags 8 years in jail. A former British Airways pilot, Kwame Yeboah, has been sentenced to more than 8 years in prison after being convicted of sexually abusing a young girl he allegedly groomed through social media. Yeboah, a 30-year-old former England youth basketball international, first came into contact with the victim on the video chat platform Omegle. Their communication later continued on Instagram, where they exchanged messages and regularly spoke through calls. Prosecutors told the court that Yeboah built a relationship with the girl online before arranging to meet her in person, leading to a series of offenses that ultimately resulted in his conviction and imprisonment. A court heard that Yeboah, described by prosecutors as a dangerous predator, traveled to meet the teenager after grooming her online and checked into a hotel before sexually assaulting her on 2 occasions in his car. The Ghana born former pilot later admitted to multiple sexual offenses, including 3 counts of rape and 1 count of assault by penetration. Appearing before the court via video link from prison, he was sentenced to 8 years and 4 months in custody and will serve an additional year on license following his release. He was sacked by BA as soon as the airline was told about his crimes. Yeboah's sickening offenses were exposed after the girl's mother learned from one of her young friends that she had been speaking to a man online and later had sex with him and contacted police. Now, the crime, the victim's location, the 12-year-old lived in rural Merseyside, a metropolitan borough in northwest England near Liverpool. The offender's location, he lived hundreds of miles away in Reading, Berkshire, in the south of England near London. Now, Yeboah drove the roughly 200 miles from his house in Reading to Wirral to meet the girl. After picking her up, he drove her to an isolated location within the area where the sexual assault and rape took place inside his vehicle. This is a story that I don't like hearing these stories because they tend to piss me off. They tend to awaken this anger in me. So what do you think about this story? Get to talk to us, get to call us on 0809 4444 058 0809 4444 058. You can send a text message to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number and we'll take it right here on the show. You could also drop a comment on our live stream. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube at Unical Radio International. So Thompson, what do you think about this? This is a very disturbing story to show you that some people can go extra mile to commit these offenses in their right sane mind, because now you can't say he's mentally deranged or whatever. In his right mind, he hopped into his car, drove all the way, and sexually molested this girl, saying that he groomed her online through social media. Can you imagine? Can you imagine all this?
Yeah,
There are a lot of perspectives to this, though.
yeah.
Also, in terms of exposing young children to technology, so certain technology, exposing young children to adverse sides of social media, because she's a minor and this minor is not supposed to be on some certain sites, not supposed to be in some certain places. There's supposed to be sanctions on um on places that children are supposed to be, on sites that children are supposed to be, and some sites that are not supposed to be for children under 18 years old.
I remember the conversation we had yesterday with Vine, and then
Mm.
what we're talking about is that yeah, he might not be me. It wouldn't be me, but you wouldn't know how others actually, go about all of these things. And we talked about an issue yesterday. And then here we are having another sad story again, and this is in a foreign land where we may have not said okay because it's in Nigeria, where because of the current harsh economy and all of this is somebody who has it all. I could use that watch, and flies, and does anything he wants. You could see the punishment, the severe punishment that has been meted. You don't need to waste time. There are certain things we don't need to play politics with. You understand? And trust me, even after serving the jail term, the number of years he needs to serve, and then when he comes back, he will find it difficult to even get back to that job, because a lot of persons wouldn't want to admit such person into the system again, because it's already sending a very bad signal to others, that what if he has to turn off the flight mid-air and then wants to go and do the same thing or commit the same crime and all of that. Now, another thing is, you could see how a justice system work, a system which nobody, maybe were to be in Nigeria, you would have seen other co-pilots, or workplaces, because who knows who, the minister is related to you, will come in and say, this is a pilot now, after all, just like he said, he groomed the girl and all of that, so because of that you are entitled to. It's just like most of these guys who go as much as, yeah, there's nothing wrong, training up a woman, with the notion that after the person graduate, finish service, find a job, you're going to marry her. There's nothing wrong doing all of that. But then you have to think that the fact that you're doing this is not a must, that after exposing her and then she knows her worth, you come and turn back and say, yes, we'll come, let's marry, because that was the promise I made, the verbal promise I actually made to you, that after training me, I'll come and marry you, and all of those things. So these are all good examples of why we are saying, look, as a man, you need to discipline yourself. You need to ensure that all of these things are not, things that should actually bother you or hinder you as a person. Now, you have all of the good job that people are in many countries are flying over to your country, to go get. So it's sad. It's very pathetic. My happiness is the fact that they
Was in
have a good,
prison.
a good
Justice
justice
system.
system,
Yeah.
that operates independently. Nobody
Because
is going to say,
because
yes, now he trained him, now he
if it was
trained
somewhere
her.
here now, because
Yeah.
he's a big dignitary. I mean, they said
Yeah,
he's
he
my
would
former
have said,
basketball player, he's a
after all, is the
pilot.
one, and that, yeah, and
They will
all of
try to
those
cover up
things,
the
yeah.
story and would
And before you know it,
just
they say it's
sweep
mental
it under
issues.
the rug. They
It's
said
a guy,
mental
yeah,
issues that
and all
made
of
him
that.
do that.
Hmm.
He actually need to solve some things. And then the issues of a child having access to this part of social media, because
Yeah.
it's something that doesn't sit
Yeah,
right with me.
if you get me very well, all the time I keep saying that, look, I think, yeah, we've been saying that, you know despite the fact that we love what social media is doing, that people are earning genuinely from it, it is also determined. Yeah, I think in primary or secondary school back then, we used to learn that anything that has advantage has disadvantage.
Now,
So
okay,
it has a lot of advantage.
before you continue, the app
Okay.
they met on is a particular it's a video chat app.
Okay.
If you're looking to connect with strangers for random videos or text chats, several dedicated platforms are there. This particular one is one video site where you
Yeah.
connect with strangers, and I don't think children should be on that
I
site.
was I was I was going to Marian yesterday, and then I sat just beside where the conductor space is, and then there was one small girl in front of the vehicle. Probably I could say, okay, she was on a video call with a particular person, and then after ending the call, she busted out laugh. So I think the driver at that point, that was when it caught my attention, and then I have to peep. Now it was this particular video, how do they call it, video chat side, that you just meet someone online, and then the person has to talk to you, and then it must be a video and all of that. So I keep asking how young this girl could be, and then you're involving yourself in this kind of conversation. In fact, everyone in the vehicle was kind of, the entire vehicle was very silent. So she was on call and all of that, saying a lot of things, and then when I wanted to alight from the vehicle, I looked at her again. She was so small. She was just I'm pretty sure she should be less than 18 years thereabout. And and then this story pops up, and I keep saying, look, I think a lot of times we allow parents allow their children to have so much advantages to smartphones, and then they do not um monitor their children, or
Mm.
put their phones under parental
We were having a
guides.
conversation one
So
time. I said, you see, some countries that allow garbage to reach their countries. There's some
Yeah.
that don't. In places like Saudi Arabia, there's some content that doesn't reach their. Even if they watch
Yeah.
TikTok, it doesn't reach their TikTok
Yeah.
for their children, because you know that they cannot control the number of content that goes out, but they
Yeah.
can control what content comes to their
In.
side.
Yeah.
So any content that any content that comes, it will be scrutinized first before it reaches the side of their part of the
Yeah.
world. They sanction everything because they don't want those type of explicit content.
Yeah.
They don't want. There are some apps that are not legal in some countries because of the fact that, because of the negative impact it has to play in it. But you see that some countries that just collect anything, and we unfortunately are part of them. Anything you collect, you see, if I want to watch a movie now, if I want to watch an animation now, our children are supposed to cartoon, our children are supposed to watch. If I want to give my small cousins to watch the thing, I have to sit down there
To
and watch with
monitor.
them
Yeah.
to understand. 'Cause that's if I've not watched it before. I have to sit down there to watch with them. There's a point where I had the cartoon I needed to give them to watch. It looks interesting. It looks very nice. I give them to watch. Listen, I somebody told me sit down with them and actually watch this thing. Then there was a part, there was an LGBTQ content in it,
Yeah.
and I had to fast forward it. I had to pause and be like, wait. I had to fast forward the content because I didn't want it to get to that. I didn't want to start having to ask questions like, Sharon, what is this? Sharon, what are they saying? How can the girl be dating? Can you imagine all those
Yeah.
things? Imagine all those things. So as much as possible, I feel like we should also be careful of what our minors take in terms of social media. When I was growing up, we didn't have access to devices, but now I see that I don't just have a device. I also have people that are younger than me that also have devices that they have access to. They even have ones that are even larger than my own device. Some have tablets to themselves, some have laptops to themselves, and they just in there consuming
Yeah.
content that have not been sanctioned. If some apps don't take out time to ask the age of this individual, they're just consuming everything.
Yeah, but a lot could still lie that they
Mm.
are up to that age when they are not, and all of that.
There
But
are apps that do the check. They have a way of checking your age and everything. You send
okay.
pictures and everything. They have a way of checkmating all those things. There's some apps that do that. But as much as possible, be careful of what your child consumes. Be careful of who they are talking to online.
Yeah.
A child shouldn't be on a video chat app. A child, because that girl was small. To avoid things like this, because most of the times I always say if we can't control the consequences, let's at least prevent the consequences from happening instead. Well, that's the much you can take on the conversation of the day.
Indeed.
We're going back to the music. When we come back, what we time to take us through the newspaper review segment of the show. This is Baby by Joe Boy. Do not touch that. That will be back before you know it.
newspaper segment of the Morning Boss Show. My name is Obase Oye Thompson. That's baby. Okay, so you there for me. Just be there for me. Okay, so right away, don't forget today is the 26th day in the month of June, of course, in the year 2026. Right away this morning, let's quickly take you through what we have here. First is the first daily newspaper this morning. Okay, so first here we have a dead trap. Many fear trapped as Lagos building collapses. Okay, so I think it's in Nigeria that before you know it, you hear this building don't fall, building go just verse come off a foundation go fall. Okay, so up next is the Daily Times newspaper this morning with the biggest stories. We have CBN others banks to freeze assets of 6 individuals, as 4 BDCs linked to terrorism financing. Okay, so we have here the Guardian newspaper this morning with the biggest stories here. We have posers over ex-governors push for legislative assets. Okay, for services or sanctuary, we have posers over ex-governors push for legislative, seats. Okay, so we have up next here as the Punch newspaper with the biggest stories. We have 36 speakers back state police as final test begins. We have 36 speakers back state police and final test begins. Okay, so up next is the Daily Sun newspaper this morning with the biggest stories. We have state police bill, pressure shifts to state legislators. State police bill, pressure shifts to state legislators. And so up next is the Daily Monitor newspaper with the biggest stories where we have PRP, Falana picks holes in proposed creations of state police. PRP, Falana picks holes in proposed creations of state police. We also have the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning with the biggest stories. We have stakeholders puts governors on the spot. Stakeholders puts governors on the spot. Okay, so there are many other stories on the front newspapers as you go through them. Don't forget that 2 deaths as rescues, as 16 rescues, as 3-story building collapses in Lagos. We have 2 deaths as 16 rescued as 3-story building collapses in Lagos. Okay, so the Nation newspaper is up next with the biggest stories. We have CBN others freeze of accounts linked to terrorism and financing. Okay, so that's pretty much you'll be doing, but the Daily Trust newspaper has it as 7 residents, 2 cops killed in Katsina and Kaduna. Okay, so the Daily Times newspaper has anxiety mounts as June 30 nears. Okay, so that's pretty much we'll be doing from the newspaper segment of the Morning Boss Show. But for our sport lovers, don't forget from the Matrix Sports, we have Pep scores twice as Cote d'Ivoire qualifies for knockout stage. Transfer latest Palestra nears Chelsea move, while Onana exits Manchester United. That's pretty much what we'll be doing from the newspaper segment of the Morning Boss Show. My name is Obase Oye Thompson. Let's quickly turn to Sharon for the quote of the day.
Okay, so the quote of the day is. Okay, so the quote of the day is: Today's a Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Today's a Friday. Finally go on a well-deserved break because we don't try. We actually don't
easy.
Try. Easy at all. So we'll definitely be back on Monday to give you the best of education, information, and of course entertainment every weekday morning from 7:30 to 10 a.m. And we wish you the best weekend has to offer for you. Follow us on our various social media platforms. On Instagram, TikTok, and X, we are Unical Radio. On Facebook, we are Unical Radio International. And on YouTube, we are Unical Rain. You can also follow me on my TikTok page. I am Unique Shasha. The way Collins keeps looking at me. The unique is without the U and E, so it's UNIQ Shasha. Also, enjoy your weekend. Be positive as much as possible, and don't forget to prepare well for the next week ahead.
Okay, so from me to you, do have a pleasant and a fantastic Friday ahead. Don't forget this Friday, we're going to be having DJ Morris in the studio, taking you back to back, grooving, and of course, celebrating your weekend in peace. Until we do this again, same time, same station on Monday, don't forget to be with us on the afternoon on the State of the Nation by 2 p.m. today. Okay, my name is Obi Thompson. Do have a pleasant and a fantastic day. Bye for now.